to recording this video on my C-section recovery. I felt like there wasn't much information there for me, so I thought I'd do a YouTube video on it to explain how I recovered and things that might be useful to people that are going in for a cesarean or who have just had a cesarean. So there's just a few points that I'm going to cover, and I'm going to try and not make this too long, just hit the basics of how I felt and what I used to help me recover. So after my surgery, they don't actually advise you much at all about the recovery, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, anything like that. So I felt like I was leaving the hospital and not really having a clue, but luckily I had a friend who just had a cesarean like probably about 3 months before me. So I just messaged her loads and got loads of advice from her. She overdone it and has got quite badly infected. So my first advice to anyone who's had cesarean is, even if you feel fine and you feel you can walk around that block or you feel like you can go out, I would recommend not going. Just relax, just chill, don't do housework, don't go for long walks, don't go for any walks actually. I don't think I went for any walks for the whole 6 weeks. Even though I started to feel a bit okay sometimes, I still made sure that I relaxed and waited for my body to recover. You've just had a major surgery, so you need to just stay at home, and it can be very boring and you just want to take your newborn baby out, but you need to just relax and stay on that sofa and let everyone run around after you. So a few things that helped me was I've got a list on here. So I've got pillows. So I felt that I needed a lot more pillows because as I was sleeping I needed to be a bit more upright because it's easier to get in and out of bed if I wasn't completely flat. So it's really hard to get in and out of bed. I was pulling myself up like forward, but you're supposed to go onto your side and pull yourself up on the side. So that's one tip. Don't kind of pull yourself forward. I realised this like probably a couple of weeks into it. Things that are really hard to do is sneezing, coughing and laughing. All of them hurt. So I remember I had like a sort of cough in the middle of the night and I had a massive panic. I was like, oh my god, Darren, give me water. And I needed water to try and stop myself from coughing. It was so painful to do any one of those three things. Sneezes, you were kind of like trying to stop yourself from sneezing. It's awful. It's like, yeah, you just can't do any of them for probably the first 4 weeks. The next thing I found useful was those like bottle warming bags. So when Darren was back at work, I felt I had to do the night feeds because I didn't want him being up doing night feeds and having to go to work all day. So I took one of those powdered milk dispensers up to bed with me, and I made my bottles up, like the water, the right temperature, put them into the bottle warming bags, and then when Sonny woke up during the night I would just put my powder into the bottle and shake it all in, and job done. I didn't have to keep going up and down the stairs, because even going up and down the stairs is a bit of a struggle. It may sound like the most simplest thing to do, but it is hard work just going up and down stairs. So another thing I done to help me was I had like a nappy basket downstairs. So I put nappies, wipes, nappy bags, and all that stuff in a basket downstairs, so I didn't have to traipse up and downstairs every time I was changing his nappy if I was at home on my own. So I would recommend doing something like that as well to save you from going up and downstairs. They do say to avoid going up and downstairs as much as you can at the beginning. Okay, so the next thing I didn't realise, so when I came, like the next day after my cesarean, they take your bandage off straight away the next day, and then, but where your scar is, the type of knickers I wear, it was on my scar. So the lady in the hospital was like, have you got any other knickers? And I was like, no. So luckily they had some there for me, and they were like netted ones, so it was air in my scar. So I got on the phone to my sister and was like, I need knickers that are not going to go on my scar. So I had like big granny knickers, I don't know what you call them, but they go up to like your belly button, or probably higher actually. So they weren't on my scar. I couldn't have anything on my scar. So you have to go careful with what clothes you wear as well. I'm lucky it was summer, so I just wore like my big knickers and baggy dresses, and obviously I had loads of baggy dresses because I had loads of maternity dresses, so I've been living in probably the same dresses for like 4 or 5 different dresses for those 6 weeks. But it's comfort and it's not rubbing on your scars, so your scars healing better. So I'd recommend loose clothing that doesn't go onto your scar. I mean, it'd be so much difficult if it was winter. I don't even know what I'd wear. I'd probably just whack the heating up and put my dresses on again. Other thing is, accept so much help from friends and family. Everyone, I was really lucky and I had so much support and so many people saying to me, do you need anything from the shop? I had my mum coming around every Wednesday to do my whole house, all the housework around the house every Wednesday. I had people come around to help me with Sonny. This was only because obviously Darren was back at work, so I was at home on my own all day. Also to keep me a bit sane, so I wasn't bored at staying at home. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting help. And another thing I would suggest that obviously I didn't do, because I didn't know I was going to have a cesarean, because it was an emergency cesarean. So another thing I'd recommend is, if you know you're going for a cesarean, pre-make meals and put them in the freezer for when you come out of the hospital, because Darren was doing so much when he came out, and when he's at work all day he doesn't want to come home and cook a meal. It'd be easier if you could just throw something in the oven to warm up. So I definitely recommend doing some frozen meals. What else have I got? So yeah, accept help whenever from whoever. Now the pain it's so much worse than what I thought. I thought after 2 weeks I would be like fine. I would be able to do stuff with Sonny, maybe go out, but it doesn't work like that. You sort of think you're better and then the next day it's even worse again, and I kept getting really upset, like, because I couldn't do nothing for Sonny, I couldn't take him out, I was struggling with the pain. I'm obviously not very good with pain, as we found out when I was in labour. It is really, really sore and really painful. You've got to think you've just been cut open and it's going to be painful. So yeah, you will get down. You will have days where you'll just break down and cry. I had a few days like that. But as long as you've got the support there of your partner, then you should be fine. Like, that's what you need, is the support of your partner or the support of a friend, just to help you through those bad days. So yeah, I've got down next, like, emotions, but which I've just spoken about. So your emotions go up and down quite a lot. Now, bath and shower. So in the hospital, before you leave, I don't know if they make you have a shower, but I really needed to have a shower. Like, when I came out of surgery, they gave me a bed bath. Obviously I still had epidural on me and I was still numb and I couldn't get out of bed. And then the following day, so he was born on the Monday morning, early hours, and then on the Tuesday I made myself have a shower because I wanted to leave the hospital to make it easier for me and Darren to do things. So I've made myself have a shower. It was such hard work. Like, I couldn't bend over. That's another thing, you cannot bend over to pick up things. And you'll find you're dropping everything during those first 2 weeks and you just can't bend over to pick anything up. You're like calling people to pick things up off the floor for you. So I had a shower, but I had everything sort of high up so that I didn't have to bend down and pick up things. That first shower was hard work, but I felt so much better for it, and obviously I looked better for it, so the doctor discharged me from the hospital that day. The journey home, actually let's stick to the bath and shower. So I could not have a bath because I was worried about, you know, when you lay down in a bath and you pull yourself up, I couldn't do this because it would be too painful. So I had to have a shower, and a shower's awful. It's like got no power to it at all. So I think I was showering for 4 weeks, and I made sure I showered every day because I wanted to keep my scar clean, but I was scared about scrubbing the scar, so I just like sort of soaked my body up and let it all run down over my scar. So yeah, that was for 4 weeks, and then I think I had my first bath, and that felt amazing, just have a bath. And now since the 4 weeks, I think I've been having baths every day now, so I'm back to normal with my baths and showers. I'll talk about the journey on the way from the hospital. I mean, I only stayed in hospital for a day. We had a 40-minute journey, so every bump, just every movement in that car really hurt my scar. So yeah, just be warned of that. I don't know how to make it better. I put the seatbelt at the top of my bump, but as for the bumps, you've just got to bear with it and just go for it. Hopefully you'll live closer to the hospital than what I do, but I had to do a 40-minute journey, and it was the hottest day of the year. So we were worried about Sonny getting too hot in the back, and I was in pain. It was the worst journey ever. So the scar, the midwife checks the scar on all your appointments after you have the baby, and then the health visitor checks it, and then it sort of doesn't get checked after that. But I can tell my scar's healed, there's no problems, it's not itching, it's not sore anymore. I'm on 8 weeks now, so I know my scar's fine, but it does take 6 weeks to heal. Like, you can feel pain in that scar up to those 6 weeks, and then you all of a sudden you feel like, oh, I feel so much better now. So yeah, it's just, you've just got to wait for that 6-week mark, and it does get better by the week. But as soon as you hit the 6-week mark, you will feel like nearly 100% better. Well, maybe 100%, nearly. I felt that hold on a minute. Yeah, so I've got don't overdo it. Like, the medication when you're in hospital and out of hospital. So I had paracetamol, which I could take as many, you know, however many you're allowed to take. I had a painkiller, quite a strong painkiller, so I was only allowed to take that one once a day, and I only had 7 days of that. And I had iron tablets because I lost a lot of blood in my surgery. So I had to take 2 lots of iron tablets a day, 1 painkiller, and then paracetamol. And I also had to inject in the stomach, and this is to stop like blood clots. I personally could not inject myself, so luckily Darren was like happy enough to do this for me. Otherwise I probably wouldn't have been able to leave the hospital, because you need to have those injections in your stomach. So luckily Darren did those for me. It sort of goes into your stomach, and he just goes like that quickly, and it's done. And it's just like a little stinging pain. It's not bad, it's just the thought of doing that to yourself is no, I can't do that. So that's all the drugs I had. And then obviously after the 7 days, those hardcore painkillers, you can't take them anymore, and you can't get any more. You're only allowed to have 7 days. So I just got some extra strong paracetamols and ibuprofen and carried on taking them. And the days I didn't take them properly, I could tell. So I recommend you stick to those tablets, keep on top of it for those 6 weeks, and you should feel okay. Well, a little bit okay. This is probably really putting you guys off, but I want it to be an honest video. Another thing that's a pain, which probably doesn't matter because you don't feel like going out, is you can't drive for 6 weeks. I don't think you're insured to drive for 6 weeks. I didn't phone my insurance company. I just didn't feel like driving for 6 weeks because those bumps would hurt. It's bad enough being a passenger and feeling those bumps and the pain in my scar. So I was happy enough not to drive for 6 weeks, and just made people come to me. Well, people weren't made to come to me. They were happy enough to come to me. So after those 6 weeks, and when I could drive, yeah, I was away, and I remembered how to drive. But yeah, you shouldn't drive 6 weeks, and they didn't tell me that in the hospital. So I would check with your insurance company if you do want to drive, whether you're covered, because you just had major surgery and I don't think it covers you. So check that with your insurance companies if you do want to drive within the 6 weeks. What else have I got? So yeah, I explained the bandage comes off the next day and you just got to keep it clean. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Like, this is my experience and everyone's different, but I just want to warn people not to overdo it, even if you do feel like you're fine, and don't push yourself to do things. Just relax and let people run around after you. I think that's everything, so I hope some of you have found this useful. I just feel like I'm forgetting something like major, but that is my experience of recovery from a C-section, and I'm 8 weeks now, and I feel you do get there and you do feel so much better. I'm going out every day, going for walks with Sonny, we go out in the car, and I'm back to wearing normal knickers, I'm back to wearing, well, not normal clothes because I'm still trying to get rid of my bump, but some normal clothes. Yeah, so I'm getting there slowly. I hope you found this video interesting, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.